Trump turned around and smirked at potential jurors when he was introduced as the defendant. From Pool reports. Donald Trump stood and turned around when he was introduced as the defendant, giving the prospective jurors a tight-lipped smirk, according to Pool reports. Prospective jurors lifted their heads to get a glimpse of Trump as they took their seats. Many prospective panelists who just filed into Judge Juan Merchan's courtroom, and sat in the back rows, stretched their necks and lifted their heads to get a look at Donald Trump once in their seats. One woman in the second row from the back giggled and put her hand over her mouth, looking at the person seated next to her with raised eyebrows. There was no discernible reaction from potential jurors when Merchan said the name of the case, the people of the state of New York versus Donald Trump. Several of the potential jurors seated in the jury box also appeared to frequently stare at Trump while the judge introduced the case. Judge explains allegations against Trump to potential jurors. Judge Juan Merchan told the group of potential jurors, "The name of this case is the people of the state of New York versus Donald Trump." He went on to explain the case. The allegations are in substance that Donald Trump falsified business records to conceal an agreement with others to unlawfully influence the 2016 presidential election. White House declines to comment on Trump's historic criminal trial in New York. Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre declined to comment on former President Donald Trump's criminal trial unfolding in New York Monday, citing the ongoing nature of the trial and Trump's position as the presumptive GOP nominee for president. In contrast, Jean-Pierre said President Joe Biden would focus instead on his responsibilities as president. Remember, CNN has reported earlier that Biden and his campaign were not planning to weigh in on Trump's trial today, keeping to their normal stay-quiet strategy on Trump's legal cases. Biden is not expected to use his predecessor's historic criminal trial in his arguments against him, officials said, and the campaign also is not planning to use Trump's legal woes as a fundraising tool for their own supporters. The judge has introduced himself to the jury and informed them some of them will be selected and he will explain what the trial is and what his role will be and what their role will be. He thanked the jurors for participating, telling them trial by jury is a cornerstone of our judicial system. Judge reschedules hearing on Trump's social media posts prosecutors allege violate gag order. Judge Juan Merchan has rescheduled the April 24 hearing on social media posts that prosecutors allege violate the gag order against former President Trump. The hearing will now take place on Tuesday, April 23, at 9:30 a.m. ET. There will not be court on Wednesday, as per the trial schedule previously laid out. Lawyers will be analyzing everything from potential jurors' clothes to their mannerisms, CNN analyst says. From CNN's Elise Hammond. Lawyers on both sides will gain valuable information about potential jurors based on their answers to a list of questions, but that's not the only thing they will be assessing in the courtroom, a CNN legal analyst says. You're going to have the facts the juror discloses, but as a lawyer, a prosecutor or a defense lawyer, you are analyzing and assessing everything about that juror, CNN senior legal analyst Ellie Honig said. This could include everything from how they dress to their mannerisms, he added. Honig said the lawyers also have the names of all of the potential jurors and they are allowed to search them on social media. Think about how revealing someone's Facebook page or Instagram page can be about them, he said. So I guarantee they are going through those now. Donald Trump and his attorney Todd Blanche are chatting while we wait for the potential jurors to enter. Trump is gesturing with his hands and several times has used a finger to make a pointing motion. 19 hours 48 minutes ago. Swatting incident directed at the Manhattan courthouse this morning, source says. From CNN's Mark Morales. Ahead of the start of the first criminal trial of a former president this morning, a couple of dozen emails were generated indicating that bombs had been placed in the area around the Manhattan courthouse, a law enforcement source told CNN. Investigators are trying to determine whether the emails originated from a foreign email address. What is swatting? Swatting is a dangerous criminal hoax in which a false report is made to police with the express purpose of luring them to a location where they are led to believe a horrific crime such as a mass shooting or an imminent bombing has been committed or is in progress. These are the questions potential jurors could be asked. The jury of 12, along with 6 alternates, will be chosen from hundreds of New Yorkers after an exhaustive jury selection process that could stretch beyond the first week of the trial. Court officials expect about 500 new jurors to appear each day beginning Monday to be available for the selection process. About 100 prospective jurors at a time will be brought into Judge Juan Merchan's courtroom to be vetted. The judge released the questionnaire that will be presented to potential jurors, which contains multiple questions that could signal political views to the lawyers on both sides.
Nothing like this has ever happened before. There's never been anything like it. Every legal scholar says this case is nonsense. It should never have been brought. It doesn't deserve anything like this. There is no case, and they've said it. People that don't necessarily follow or like Donald Trump said this is an outrage that this case was brought. This is political persecution. This is really an attack on a political opponent. That's all it is. So I'm very honored to be here. Thank you very much.
As you leave the page, don't forget to hit the like bell and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so as yet. Thank you for watching.